We are live. Let me check and make sure everything is set. We are recording. Okay, let's just make sure this is set correctly. Have all my cameras, microphones. Okay, if you're watching this live, you can leave a comment. Let me know if you can hear everything okay. In the chat, I have the chats for the comments so I can see what you're asking during this live piano lesson. If you're watching the rebroadcast after this has been filmed, then you can just follow along and you can go through and any questions that you may have, send me an email, or you can go into the Facebook group and you can ask questions about what we are going to be focusing on today in the Apprentice stage. Now, last time, in the previous lesson, for those of you who are hopefully following these lessons sequentially, or you're actually attending these live lessons, then you can follow and you can see what we are doing as we go through from one lesson to the next, because I do go in order sequentially to help you get better and improve as we do these weekly live piano lessons. Now, for those of you who have already participated in the last several live piano lessons that we have done, I wanted to quickly just explain a little bit and recap, review what we have done in the previous weeks so far for the month of June. We actually had the Apprentice stage June 10th, we had June 24th, and so on June 24th, and we did have a break last week due to the holiday weekend for the 4th of July, but we had worked on the Cool Piano Exercise number 1 from the book Cool Songs for Cool Kids Primer Level, and then we also started Blue Lagoon, and that's found on page 10, if you remember, from the Cool Songs for Cool Kids Primer Level book. Right now, we're going to continue on, picking up where we left off. We talked about skills last time, 3/4 time signature. We talked about dynamics, and so we were working through everything. We're going to quickly review Blue Lagoon, and then we're going to move on from Blue Lagoon and start looking at H2O Ready Set Go, and just continue on as we play through everything. So let me go to Blue Lagoon. This is on page 10 from the book Cool Songs for Cool Kids Primer Level, and then we'll also start to look at, today we're going to look at H2O Ready Set Go, and then we're going to learn the unicorn that got away today as well. So that's kind of a highlight or an overview of what we're going to be working on today. Let me go to the overhead view as we start working on these pieces today. I'm excited for this lesson and excited to have everyone start working on these various cool songs and then also the theory that goes behind it. So let me switch and go to the overhead view right now. If you have any questions, again, you can just type in, and then I'm reading through all of your questions as we go through. All right. Let me go to the overhead view shot. We're not working on that today. That was just testing all the keys, make sure everything sounds good, make sure we're okay. Let me quickly review Blue Lagoon. Remember, this is on page 10 from the book Cool Songs for Cool Kids Primer Level, and I'm just going to play it as it is written. So we have this movement going up and down. We're only playing, if you remember, C, D, E, F, G. Going up and going down, those 5 notes, it's known as a pentascale. It's the first 5 notes of the C major scale. And then we can slide to the right. and we can slide to the right again. We practiced working on this before, and then we can slide to the right again, slide to the right again, slide to the right again, slide to the right again. So we can practice working on them. Now at the bottom of the page, on page 10, it has this interval exercise. And interval, again, just means the distance from one key to the next. So this would be a second. This would be a third. 1, 2, 3. This would be a fourth. This would be a fifth. See, we have that first, second, third, fourth, fifth. With one hand, first, second, third, fourth, fifth. Well, now we're doing an interval exercise where we're just playing seconds. See that? At the bottom of page 10, we're in 3/4 time signature. This is not going to sound pretty. I'll warn you. It actually sounds awful. It sounds terrible. But the exercise is to have you practice playing 2 keys together and moving up and down according to that C major pentascale. And you could slide to the right if you really want to torture someone. It sounds awful, absolutely terrible. But we're trying to get our fingers to work together. See, part of playing the piano is developing dexterity, where the fingers start to work together. On the next page, page 11, and that is correct, what you just played, what I just played, it sounds absolutely awful. And I've even had parents who have said, my student was practicing this terrible, terrible exercise, and it sounds horrible, and I couldn't get them to stop. And I said, I apologize. You don't have to have them keep playing that over and over again, but it's good to practice getting the fingers working together. On page 11, H2O Ready Set Go. This is about chords, taking chords and breaking them apart. Now, when I say chords, a scale, whether it's a pentascale or a full major scale, the scale means one note played after another. C major scale, G major scale, D major scale, A major scale, E major scale, B major scale, F sharp major scale. Now, what I'm doing, I'm playing all of these scales, and we'll be going over all of these. These are actually found in my book, Essential Piano Exercises Every Piano Player Should Know, and we'll be going through all of these so you can learn all your scales, chords, in every key signature. But at the bottom of page 11, it talks about a chord, and it's a C major chord. We're taking the C major chord, and remember, you wouldn't play like that. I'm just holding these fingers back so you can see what my fingers are doing. You would want to have nice, curved fingers. Pretend like there's a golf ball underneath your hand, and so your hand is nice, and here my hand is up, raised up, because this keyboard is up higher. If I were playing just this keyboard, you can see how my arm is actually at a right arm angle, and then my hand is nice and it's flat with my arm, and then underneath, if I put a little golf ball underneath, it would keep this kind of curved, almost like this, okay, where you're keeping that nice and curved as you play. Well, as you play this, when you have a C major triad, as it is known, it's a chord. The word triad just means a 3-note chord. Think triangle has 3 sides, tricycle has 3 wheels, okay? A triad is a major chord, could be a minor chord, could be a sus chord, an augmented, diminished, but it's a chord that has 3 notes. This is C major, C, E, G. Now that is blocked when you play them all together. When we break them apart, we're going to start at the bottom, play the middle, and then play the top. Or you could start at the top, play the middle, go to the bottom. Or you could play any order you want. You can just play around with that C major chord. So at the bottom of page 11, this is what we have. We play the C major chord together, both hands, blocked, and then we break them apart. And then we play them blocked. And then we break them apart. And then we play them blocked. We're following that cycle every single time. So you play it blocked, and then we break it apart, and then we play it blocked. And then we break it apart, and then we play it blocked. It says blocked, broken, blocked, broken, blocked, broken. Blocked, broken, blocked, broken, blocked. And we can do that and slide to the right. It's a great exercise to try and slide every finger only on the white keys, but try to slide every finger to the right. See that? And we're doing only the white keys. It's a great exercise going up and going down. Now I would have you practice that where you play it blocked, and then broken, and then blocked, and then broken, and then blocked. And then you slide to the right, blocked, broken, blocked, broken, blocked. Slide to the right, blocked, broken, blocked, broken, blocked. Slide to the right, blocked, broken, blocked, broken, blocked. Slide to the right, blocked. See how, well, sorry, blocked and then broken, and then we're back to blocked. Now for now, don't worry about what the chords are. We'll start to talk about the chord names soon, but here we have blocked, broken, blocked. See that? Slide to the right again. Now we have blocked, broken, blocked, broken, blocked. Slide to the right again. Now we have blocked, broken, blocked, broken, blocked. See, we're sliding to the right each time. So we play the blocked and then the broken, and we're going up to the right each time. Now, for those of you who are overachievers and would like to know what the chords are and the names of the chords, if you go to the Essential Piano Exercise book, you'll be able to see the chords and the chord progressions. If you actually, in this book, this is the primer level book that we're using right now, if you go to the very end of the book, we have an appendix. And in this appendix section, we start to play all of the pentascales. And we start going through every key, doing all of those. But we also have the triads. So this is a good section, and we'll get to that eventually. You don't have to start doing that, but I know some of you like to jump ahead and like to push yourselves. Just follow through, and we'll keep working at this. Let's look at H2O Ready Set Go. Again, this is on page 11. And H2O Ready Set Go, right below the title, as all of the cool songs, they have a skill. So in the book, it has the title, and then it has the skill. So we have a skill that we are working on, and then it has the cool song. And of course, we just played that exercise. But the skill for H2O Ready Set Go says patterns, playing a blocked and a broken C major chord, which we just went over. And then it says dynamics. MP equals mezzo piano, or medium soft is what MP stands for. MF equals mezzo forte, or medium loud. Now, we're in 3/4 time signature. We're in the key of C. And we already talked about time signatures when you have those two numbers. If you have 3 over a 4, that means you have 3 beats for every measure, and the 4 tells you that the quarter note receives 1 count or 1 beat. So an easy way to think of it is you have 3, look at the top number, quarter notes, look at the bottom number, in every single measure, or something that equals 3 quarter notes. If you have 4/4 time signature, the 4 would be on top and the 4 would be on the bottom. So then you would have 4/4 time signature, and that tells you that there are 4 beats in every measure, 1, 2, 3, 4. And you have 4, look at the top number, quarter notes, look at the bottom number, in every single measure, or something that equals 4 quarter notes. So in 3/4 time signature, we're counting to 3 every single measure. We're counting 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3, and it's just something we're practicing and working on every single time. So H2O Ready Set Go. Let me play this so you can hear how this sounds. See that right there? Now, again, mezzo piano. It starts off mezzo piano. This is a C major chord. We're taking the C major chord and breaking it apart. C, E, G. See that? So watch, I'm going to play it, and at the top of every page within this book, the Cool Songs for Cool Kids primer level book, at the top of every single page, it says, say it and play it. And remember, we've talked about this in the previous lessons. Say it and play it, you can do it several different ways, but the two main ways I like to say it and play it, while you practice the piano, I would like to have you say it and play it. The first way, when you only have one note with a particular hand, I'd like to have you play that and say the names of the notes. So if I just play the right hand, I would play and say, while I'm playing it, C, E, G, C, C, E, G, F, E, D, E, C, G, F, F, D, E, C, E, G, C, C, E, G, F, E, D, C, G, F, E, D, C. Now, the best way to learn a language, any language, is to say it out loud. It is so funny because many times I will have piano students trying to learn how to play an instrument, whether it's piano, guitar, whatever it is. And I'm going to come back here just for a second. I will have piano students and they're trying to learn how to play an instrument, whether it's recorder, whether it is guitar, whether you're playing drums, whatever you're playing, it's a new instrument and it all follows the musical language. So you need to learn the language of music. It's just like learning a foreign language. If you were trying to learn how to speak in Spanish, you would actually need to speak Spanish to learn how to say the words. If I said, hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Está bien? Qué bueno. Well, that's Spanish. I would need to say that out loud in Spanish so you would understand. And then you would know what the words were. I just said, hola, ¿cómo está? ¿Está bien? Qué bueno, which just means, hi, how are you doing? Okay, very good. So all I'm doing is I'm saying the words, but I know the language. If I were speaking Portuguese, then I would do the same thing in Portuguese, and I would say, e aí, como está? Está bien? Nossa, rapaz, fala comigo, sabe? Está bien? ¿Sí? So I would go through. Spanish and Portuguese are so similar because they're Latin-derived languages, so it's very, very helpful. But the same thing if you were speaking, well, another Latin-derived language is French. Bonjour, comment allez-vous? Je vais parler français avec toi. So you see how they are very similar, but you need to understand the language. If you don't know the language of music, how can you play it? That's why I say it and play it. And the two ways I want you to say it and play it, I want you to say the name of the note out loud, and this is helping you learn what the names of the notes are and where they're located on the music. The other way is to say or count out loud the rhythms, and I'm going to show you. Let me go back to the overhead. Sorry, I just had to quickly interject and then speak to you so you could see and understand what I was talking about. Language, any language, whether you are speaking German, okay, whether you're speaking Italian, whatever language you are trying to learn, you want to learn how to say words correctly, okay? Same thing in Japanese, arigato. You know, if you're trying to learn specific words, you want to know how to say it. Same thing with music. Let me go to the overhead view again. So, in this, I'm going to just take the right hand, and I'm going to say it and play it. And I'll say the names of the notes. This is the first way to say it. C, E, G, C, C, E, G, F, E, D, E, C, G, F, F, D, E, C, E, G, C, C, E, G, F, E, D, C, G, F, E, D, C. That is just the right hand only. I'm saying it and playing it. Now, the second way to say it and play it is to actually count the rhythm. Remember, we're in 3/4 time signature. If I pulled out my practice pad, I love practice pad, and of course I love the color red, but I could practice just counting like this. Now, if I'm doing this with my right hand, pretend like this is the right hand of the piano. Pretend like this is the left hand of the piano. What if, and you don't need to do it on a practice pad, although I recommend getting a practice pad, you could tap with on your knees, or you could take pencils and you could tap on a desk. But watch, if I were counting this, and I'm going to use a practice pad to show you, I'm going to say 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and. See that? Now, we're doing 1 and 2 and 3 and it ends on a quarter note at the very end, but I'm practicing doing this. Later on, when we get more challenging rhythms, we can have steady quarter notes with one hand and eighth notes with the right hand. And then you can switch where you have a steady quarter note with the right hand and you have eighth notes with the left hand. And then you can switch back and forth. See that? And then you can start to do fun, interesting rhythms. I have my drum set over there, and conga drums and bongo drums, and I just like drums. I love percussion. So I want you to practice doing that, and then try, not just on the practice pad, try to do it with the music, where you're playing it and you're counting it while you play it on the piano. 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3. Both hands with this particular piece of H2O Ready Set Go, they're both playing the same thing, which is nice, and that's a fun way to work on this. Now, if we turn the page, we get to the unicorn that got away. With the unicorn that got away, the left hand is primarily just doing a fifth interval. Remember how we talked about from C to G is a perfect fifth interval? Well, here, remember we said first, second, third, and I'm just putting my fingers flat so you can see what I'm doing, fourth, fifth. So this entire piece, the left hand is doing a perfect fifth interval. And again, this is on page 12 from our book, Cool Songs for Cool Kids, primer level. So everyone who has signed up for these weekly online piano lessons, you have already purchased the Cool Songs series, so you have access to all of the Cool Songs books, primer level, book 1, book 2, book 3, plus the additional Cool Songs. But let me play The Unicorn That Got Away so you can hear how this sounds. And then here we go back down. That is how it ends. The interesting thing is, when I created this, and those of you who are watching live and following along, you can see that the left hand is just playing that perfect fifth interval. The right hand, I stay right here in the C major pentascale position with how the music is notated. But then we introduce the ottava symbol, where you go up an octave, and then we introduce the 15 MA symbol, where you go up 2 octaves, where we're up here. And you would think 15, it should be 16, because 8 plus 8 would be 16. But if you start on C and you go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, that's the octave interval. 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 would be 2 octaves. So when I'm 2 octaves above middle C in this case, this is 15 MA is what it is known as, whereas this is 8 VA, which is the ottava symbol. Now if you go down, then we have 8. This is an octave below middle C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then we keep going on. 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So 1 octave below middle C would be 8 VB. Sometimes they notate it as 8 VA, but technically it's the ottava profundo basso symbol, meaning you go down to the bass. If I keep going down, now I'm here, that is 15, and same thing where we go down to the ottava profundo basso symbol, so we're going down. So one is MA going up, one is MB going down when we get to the 15 octaves. So it's kind of interesting how we have that. But in this, right below the title of The Unicorn That Got Away, the skill says we're moving up and down in octaves and dynamics. MF, mezzo forte, means medium loud. F stands for forte, which means loud. The P stands for piano or soft, and 2 F's together. If you have forte plus forte, now this is getting into some Italian terminology, because music, most of the musical terms we have, they're Italian terms. We do have some German terms and we do have some French terms, but the majority are Italian, because the inventor of the piano as we know it, he was an Italian. He was a contemporary of Leonardo da Vinci. We've talked about this in previous lessons. Okay, so that is why his name was Bartolomeo Cristofori, for those of you who would like to learn more. And the piano was built in the year 1709. So it's wonderful when you start understanding these pieces and how they all fit together. So the word forte in Italian, if I have forte on one side, forte means loud. Well, if I have forte plus forte, instead of doing forte forte, that symbol is the abbreviation where they have 2 F's together. But what they do is they take the word forte and then they add the word issimo on the end. The word issimo is Italian for very. So issimo. So if I say forte, loud, plus issimo, which is very, essentially they're saying loud very. Now, we would say very loud. in English, but they would just combine forte plus issimo, and it becomes fortissimo or fortissimo. Fortissimo is very loud. If you had piano, soft, plus another piano, then the abbreviation is PP. But we take piano and then we add issimo on the end, and it becomes pianissimo, which means very soft. So we have fortissimo, very loud, and then we have pianissimo, very soft. And the last line of The Unicorn That Got Away, we get very loud. Let me play it one more time. Mezzo forte. Then we go up an octave to the right, the 8V symbol. Then we go up another octave to the right. This is the 15 MA symbol, but now we have an F. This is forte. Then we have a piano symbol for P, so we are soft. Then we go back down because this is the ottava symbol, 8VA, so this is where we go just one octave above middle C. This is measure 13 on page 12. But now we have two Fs, the fortissimo symbol, so now we're very loud. As loud as you can be. And then MP, mezzo piano, medium soft. With my speakers, it doesn't let me go too quietly. No, I'm not able to be too soft. And then we have 15 MA, so we go back up an octave. And that is The Unicorn That Got Away. That is what we are going to be working on. Let me come back here to the front view for a second. Hopefully this helped. As you work on this lesson, you can rewatch this video as many times as you want as you log into the course, and then you have access to all of the other cool songs. I would like to have you really work on reviewing the first 3 from this book. Again, we have the introduction. We have Cool Piano Exercise number 1 on page 8, Blue Lagoon that we reviewed earlier today, and then today we introduced H2O Ready Set Go and The Unicorn That Got Away, pages 11 and 12. This is from my book, Cool Songs for Cool Kids, primer level. And then we get into book 1, book 2, book 3, but this is just the apprentice stage. Remember, there are 3 different phases, and we have 3 weekly piano lessons according to your skill level. So those of you who have signed up and are enrolled in the apprentice stage, which is what this is, then we're learning the primer level. Those of you who are enrolled in the maestro stage, every Thursday we have a lesson, and we are working on book 1 and book 2. Those of you who are enrolled in the virtuoso stage, then we're doing very advanced skills. So those are much more advanced. Again, we have apprentice level, we have the maestro level, and then we have the virtuoso. So thank you guys for watching this lesson. Next Thursday we will have a new live piano lesson. Every Thursday of the month we have these live piano lessons for the members of my weekly piano course. So thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a great rest of your week. See you guys. Bye.